As mentioned in the first video, the wiring and the globes for the power and stereo lights were missing. I redid the wiring and replaced the bulbs with LEDs. A little bit of work on the circuit there to make the LEDs work properly, but let's switch it on. There you go, the power light's working. And let's tune into a stereo radio station. And there we go. Stereo light back up and running. These are the globes that comes out of the main illumination for the amplifier. You will see that they've discolored quite badly. These were crimped on, so I replaced them with these bulbs. I just straightened out the legs here, crimped the wires onto them, all brand new lights fitted for the backlight. So I mentioned in my first video that I want to replace all the capacitors, preferably with Nichicon capacitors again. That turns out to be quite difficult, getting low ESR, authentic Nichicons, especially if you're looking at the pure gold type of capacitors, to get that in South Africa. I checked out a couple of available options. I didn't really trust that it's going to be authentic products. So I stuck with an order with RS Components, where at least I know I get good quality products and it's going to be authentic. And I went for Panasonic low ESR. So everything on the audio path is definitely low ESR. There are 2 or 3 capacitors which aren't in the audio path, which I did replace with normal capacitors, but they were normal Nichicons that were sourced from RS Components as well. For the rest of it, yeah, everything got replaced. All the electrolytic caps got replaced, and the wiring was added for the stereo and the power light. So why do I recap old vintage audio equipment? This is one of the capacitors that comes off the power stage. It's on the filter side for the mains coming in after it's been rectified. So this is rated 4,700 microfarads. It's over 40 years old, so we want to keep all the capacitors on the boards to be within 20% of the original rating. So let me do a test and see how many microfarads is measured if I put it on a tester. If you can see there, it's measuring at 3,600. It's well beyond the 20% that's acceptable for capacitors. The stereo and the power light is LEDs. Let me just switch it on here so that they can light up. Right, so there you will see the back of the LEDs. It looks like it's flashing on camera, but it's actually quite a stable light. It's not flashing, it's not pulsing. Right, so to get that working, we have got on the PC board here, we have got a pin right here by my finger that grounds as soon as stereo is detected. I used this ground to ground the stereo LED when a stereo channel is detected. For the other LED, the power LED, I just took it to the normal chassis ground. For power to the 2 LEDs, I went with the same circuit that supplies the top row of lights, but as I mentioned in the first video as well, this is an AC signal. It's got a 50 Hertz. I measured it with an oscilloscope. So what I did is on the power, I just added 1 diode so I can half-wave rectify it. That also helped to drop the voltage to a more controllable level to use LEDs. It wasn't still low enough yet, so I also added resistors into the circuit. I have left this on for quite some time to make sure there's no issues with heating up of the resistors or anything, but being such a low current circuit, there's no issues there either. So as it is now, I'm just going to finish up tidying up the wires on the inside of this, and when everything is done, I am going to put the top cover on and give it an audio test. So while cleaning the inside of the amplifier, I was also washing the inside of the glass. I used normal soap water, no harmful chemicals. but when it came to the lettering on the inside of the glass, it started coming off even with just normal water. So I just want to give a big shout out to the guys at Visual Exposure who was able to basically copy all the text that was supposed to be there, making me little stickers. The turnaround time was good and their pricing is top notch. So yeah, Visual Exposure, just want to give them a shout out for this. So I've got it connected now to a set of bookshelves I just recently finished building. They're 4 ohms, so they should be good for this. It's going to tune into a stereo channel again. There we go. So in the beginning it had a bit of noise when changing balance. All those scratching noises gone. We've got treble. No scratching noise. We've got bass. No scratching noises on any of the pods. Quick recording, I don't want to get copyright strike. And that's it. We're all done with this one. This one can now look for a new owner. Everything all done and dusted on this one.